We can be most effective when we are engaged in the political process, and there's no time like the present. One of our main goals is effective advocacy through active participation from you. Those who stand for nothing will fall for anything. Our efforts to keep you engaged and informed as to the importance of current events happening locally and abroad started 2 years ago. Our number one goal is to make a difference. We need you. Join us at the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Game-changing innovation will always be at the heart of the Smoking Glass Hour and our goal to make a difference. Just as our message has evolved to meet the challenges of the 21st century, so has our approach to community engagement. We believe when people talk, differences can be made. We believe when diversity exists, it's a pathway to success. Tune in to our live broadcast, social media messages, and join our Make a Difference campaign. Let us massage your ears. Tune in at www.thesmokingglasshour.com or catch us on social media at Baron Glass Hour. We are on the move in the 21st century. Join us.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour global radio. Today we're just going to spend a little time talking to you about education. The importance of education in 2016. Now we know that there are public schools, there are private schools, there are parochial schools, and all of these other schools that are now popping up. But we must tell you and remind some and inform others that public education is very important, very significant in 2016. We know that in our culture today, there's a huge emphasis on education, especially higher education. Society basically says the more educated you are, the better off you can be. That is pretty much true if you live by the means of society in 2016. The basic idea that education, especially a college education, is something that people should pursue even into their adult years is not by any means a new idea. Every society itself has specialized individuals who fulfill certain positions that require extensive education. In some cases, but not all, these people are known as priests, professors, or they may even be doctors, mechanics, blacksmiths, or artists. In all of these professions, some form of higher education is almost necessary in 2016. It could come from an apprentice or rigorous private study, or it could take the form of a formal higher education. Be not fooled, whatever the form, the meaning is the same. Gain knowledge and use it. The idea of education has been a big part of each and every culture on earth. However, as we all know, there are many questions on what it means to be educated. So if you are out there listening, what does it mean to you to be educated? What does it mean when a school system is passing a millage? A school system is passing a renewal. A school system is passing a continuation. Those taxes, those millages, those renewals, those continuations are very much needed. And it is a reason why we are stressing the fact that education is important. You see, education itself is not just what you major in, It is also what you learn along the way while you're majoring in a certain subject. It's about learning about life and who you are, all while becoming specialized so that you may contribute yourself to society as a whole. It, I believe, is a journey. And for those of us who are fortunate enough to embark on that journey, I can honestly say that I hope that we make the most of it while we are living, while the blood is still running, while we have an opportunity to go out and make a difference. You see, getting an education, it can ensure that you have a happy and stable life. Because see, if you want to lead a happy life and enjoy the good things the world has to offer, guess what? You certainly need to get an education. A great job, a good social reputation are a few of the many benefits of being an educated person. You see, education is a must for a promising and secure future and a stable life. So you see why we're talking about getting that education. You see why education is important in 2016. You see why we are stressing the passage of the renewal and the continuation of the millage. It's because we know that education is 100% important. When you look at education as it relates to money, okay, an educated person has more chances of landing a high-paying job. Everybody wants a good job. Everybody wants a good life. But you have to do things to have that good life. It may be called as the root of all evil. But most people will agree. Most people will agree that money is important for survival in today's world in 2016. You see, the more educated you are, the better career options you have. Let me make sure you understand. The more educated you are, the better career options you can have. You see, education is the gateway. It's the leading tone. It leads you up to a better place. Okay, when you get to that better place, you are able to do things that other people may not be able to do because they chose not to go and further their education. Now, that education does not have to specifically be going to college, but it has to be something that enhances your ability to gain more knowledge, to gain more wisdom, to gain more understanding. So we at the Smoking Glass Hour, we make sure that we consistently stress the importance of education. If you don't mind, keep tuning in. I'm going to pause briefly and run a commercial or two, and I'll be right back.
If you are looking for some good music to listen to while on the job, while driving, or simply want to relax, move on over to thesmokingglasshour.com and scroll to the bottom of the page. Press play, or you can download the TuneIn app on your smartphone and search for WMAD 24-Hour Global Radio. Give us a chance to massage those ears with some good sultry sounds with music for adults and lovers. You are now listening to WMAD 24-Hour Global Radio.
Hello, you are listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Please join us on Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time for current events, and Thursday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time for local and state politics on Spreaker.com or at thesmokingglasshour.com. For live podcast shows 24 hours a day at Spreaker.com. We are on the move in 2015. And by the way, don't forget to like and follow us on Spreaker.com. Yes, indeed. Don't forget to follow us on Spreaker.com. If you're out there listening, today we are talking about education in 2016. We talked a little bit about how education can create a happy and stable life. We've talked about how education can allow you to gain access to more money. We've talked about the equality that education allows you to be a part of. You see, because education is a must. It is a must if we want to do away with the existing differences between different social classes and genders. It opens a whole world of opportunities for the poor, so they may have an equal shot at a well-paying job. Not all the time, but some of the time. It decreases the chances of staying in poverty. We know that education also plays a major role in women empowerment. If you look at the presidential election right now, the presidential election consists of a very powerful lady. Powerful lady by the name of Hillary Rodham Clinton. Does not matter whether I like or dislike her. The fact is that she is an educated female who has made her own mark in society. And it was because of a quality education. If you look at the First Lady of the United States of America, it is Michelle Obama, who has made a wonderful mark in society by graduating from some of the most prestigious Ivy League colleges in the country. Why? Because her family, her mother, knew the importance of education. You see, education can make you self-dependent. It makes you more independent. Let me back up. It makes you more independent and less dependent. You see, education is very important if you want to be independent or if you want to be an independent person. It helps you become financially independent, but that's not all. Education also makes you wiser so that you can make your own decision. So you can make wiser decisions. So you can do more in life than what you've always done. You see, education can allow you. It can allow you to turn your dream into a reality. See, the question I'm going to ask you right now is, what is your dreams? What is your aim in life? If you have a young child that's in junior high, high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, I want you to ask them today when they come home, what is your dream? Or what is your aim in life? Do you want to become financially stable? Not necessarily rich, not necessarily wealthy, but financially stable, meaning you're able to go out and pay the bills that you have and still have a cushion and not have to worry and or live from check to check. You see, because it is a thing that we must become involved in 2016. The question that some ask, which may not be a good question, is, do you want to be popular? Or do you want to be an extremely successful person who is respected by people? Well, if that is the case, a perfect start is to achieve a higher education in some way, shape, form, or fashion. In most cases, okay, your degree is what helps you realize and reach all of your dreams, all of your goals, and all of your potential. You see, education goes deeper than just the pocket. You see, education majorly affects our understanding of the difference between right and wrong, good versus evil. An educated person is well aware of the consequences of wrong, illegal action, and he is less likely to get influenced and do something which is not legally or morally right. Not in all cases, but in some cases. Because we know that people have some of the highest degrees that can be achieved, and they end up being the most corrupt individuals in society. So let's not get it twisted. Let's not get it confused. We want to make sure that we are heard loud and clear and convincingly that if you want to do things, you have the opportunity to do them. And we know that people will always be people. We also know that a number of uneducated people who live a poverty-stricken life owing to lack of opportunities often turn to illegal ways such as theft and robbery to solve their problems in life. If you are educated, you are well aware of your rights as a citizen. You are well aware of the law and your responsibilities toward society as a whole. Hence, education is an important factor which contributes in social harmony and peace. And we know today that peace is something that we all should be striving for. You see, having an education also can do certain things. It can make you feel confident about yourself. You see, because your educational degree is considered as a proof of your knowledge by many. Okay, if you are educated, you have more chances of being heard and taken seriously. Now, we know that generally an uneducated man will find it harder to express his views and opinions. That results in sometimes a lack of confidence. Even if he does so, people may not take him seriously even when he's heard. Here's the deal. Education gives you the confidence to express your views and your opinions. We'll be right back.
Diversity, the state of having people who are different races or who have different cultures in a group or organization. Our number one goal at the Smoking Glass Hour is to create diversity. We believe diverse conversations with diverse groups of people makes America better. Listen to our broadcast on Monday nights at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time and Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Diversity is the only way to go in 2015. And don't forget, tell a neighbor, tell a friend about the diversity on the Smoking Glass Hour.
You know, people always ask me why I do what I do. It was the teaching of my mother who taught me how to be strong and never waver when it comes to what I believe in as a man. She taught me that if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Here at WMAD Radio, the goal is to stand for something and make a difference in the world while I still have that chance. Thanks to my mother for all she has done for me. Join the WMAD team where we can make a difference in the world today.
We are back broadcasting live with the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass. Today we're talking about education in 2016. We have laid the foundation for why we feel education is important. You see, in society as a whole, we all live in this society which has its own set of spoken and unspoken rules, and one of them is education. The society itself expects you to go to school, followed by college, get a job, and settle down. In fact, education helps you become a useful member of society. An educated member of this society certainly has a greater chance to contribute to his community, his country, his family, and this world. You see, because education can help you become an active member of this society we speak of and participate in the ongoing changes and development that we are dealing with now in 2016. If you look back 10, 15, or 20 years ago, cell phones were almost unimaginable because most of us had those phones, rotary phones, dial phones that were on the wall. And you could never see that particular phone being off the wall. You riding down the road, you walking down the road, or you doing whatever it is that you're doing, being able to talk. It was unimaginable. Well, all of those transitions took place with people having an education. You see, for economic growth of the nation, we need people who have a quality education. When you look at places like Australia, the United States itself, or Japan, they are a few countries with a very high literacy rate. Okay, these countries are extremely prosperous, and the citizens have a high per capita income because of the educational populace. Okay, when you look on the other hand, in undeveloped and developing nations where literacy rate is not as high, a number of those people are still living below the poverty line, and we all know what poverty can do. Education, again, is a vital necessity for the economic prosperity of a nation and of the people that lives in that nation. You see, because education saves you from being exploited of food. We live in a country, okay, where we can enjoy a number of rights and freedoms. It is easier to take advantage of an innocent or illiterate person, okay. But even when you look at that, we want to make sure that things go the way that they should. We know that innocent and illiterate people can be taken advantage of. They may be trapped into signing false documents or deprived of some of their rights, which they have because, unlike an educated person, they are not well aware of their rights and their freedom, which is one reason why we hope that most people do the things that they should do and get on with the life of being educated. Because we know that things can do better. Things can be better if we get people involved in society itself as a whole itself. So we know that things can always be better than what they were. So we want to ask that you continue to follow us on Twitter, follow us on Tumblr, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Google+, follow us on Instagram, and continue to share our message and our broadcast. You've been listening to the Smoking Glass Hour with Baron Glass on WMAD 24-hour Global Radio. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.